And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. We're ready to get into some good old Super Smash Brothers gameplay. My name is Travis. I'm joined here with Captain Ahsoka. We have our my version of the stream. I'm doing a takeover of Unified yet again, and we're starting things off with MSU taking on Winona, and we already got ourselves a fun match to start our team battle.
Yeah, we're throwing it back too. This is like N64 rematch. You know what I mean? You got Ness versus Captain Falcon. Originally back on the N64, two unlockable characters that you actually had to do things in the game to unlock. So yeah, again, this is definitely a 90s throwback, and it's gonna be Ness kicking things off with the first stock.
Already doing a great job getting things going. A nasty Ness is always something that terrorized me inside this game, just because Ness and Lucas always just give me such a hard time, and I'm seeing this Captain Falcon having a hard time getting any offense in. They're already down to stock, and they haven't been able to do any damage, but that quickly is changing off of a good throw.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing that I love about Captain Falcon, because for the longest, and I guess maybe still am a Captain Falcon main. I absolutely love Captain Falcon. And one thing I really like about them is their ability to juggle. But right now, this Ness is just all over. I mean, my goodness, perfect PK Thunder for the edge guard, and that's the second stock.
You have no recovery as Captain Falcon. Falcon has had our hearts for such a long time with that Falcon punch, but you're not going to find that moment, right? It's kind of a meme to be able to hit somebody with that one, especially raw. Is Ness taking a good amount of damage? As Falcon's trying to look for some sort of recovery for themselves, but this ledge guard is so hard to deal with.
Yeah, whoever is playing it, well, again, MSU on this Ness is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the ledge guard has been insane, whether it be the yo-yo or the PK Thunder. It's just so hard against Captain Falcon, who already, as you mentioned, does not have the greatest recovery.
Does not have great recovery. They're really looking to just try and jump in there, get into your face. Once they're in there, they can start putting in the work. But the story of this match has just been getting in and getting knocked the hell out. 3 stocks to the name of this Ness. That is devastating for Winona.
Yep, that is a big first round coming from Ness. And already Ness has covered their spread. Like we talked about this last week on like what are the expectations for every player that comes in. You know, they come in with 3, they're expected to take 3. So already MSU off to a phenomenal start, and they chose off a great leadoff hitter here with this Ness.
Winona. See what they have next up in stock is, I think, the big thing I want to know is, do you see the Ness? The Ness is 3 stocked you, right? My question becomes, all right, since you got 3 stocked by Ness, do you pivot into a hard counter at this current moment in time, or do you just stick with your own game plan, or do you just look over and say, yo, who's comfortable with dealing with a Ness who got hands? Because this is not a normal matchup. It's not an easy matchup for a lot of different people to be able to deal with, especially if your preferences lean one way.
Yeah, honestly, I think you got to talk to the bench here. You got to ask, okay, who feels like, you know, who can take on this Ness? Who has the ability? And at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to smashing pretty much every esport, I am for comfort picks over everything. You have got to go with your best. And if your best happens to be a particular character, that's the character you need to be playing. However, if we are going to talk counter picks, I would like to see a sortie, to be honest, going up against a Ness, just to have that little bit of extra reach. And then also, you know, having maybe, actually, you know who I would really like to see also as well, not a sortie, but I've been actually joining a little bit of the Falco hype. Like,
okay.
I've been seeing a lot of good Falco play, and again, they also have, like, you know, the reflector to send back projectiles. But we're gonna get a Ness v Ness battle.
Dude, are you ready for that? PK fire, PK fire, PK fire, PK fire, PK fire.
You know what? I wish I could say yes, but you know I don't have audio, so I can't hear it. I'm gravy.
Yo, you're good. I'm the one who has to deal with the PK fire. PK fire. Right now, it's just getting PK flicked across the forehead, though. Look at this coming in. Winona said, we'll match you, MSU. Another stock with no damage done. Yo, putting on a masterclass, taking them to school.
Yeah, no offense to the homies at or whomever, you know, TC's in. Winona, I believe it was.
Yes.
No offense to them, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a Ness diff, yo. This is a Ness diff.
Well, starting things off red hot already, and then slowing down the pace, immediately getting that advantage yet again. That ledge guard with the yo-yo, what comes around goes around, and when it comes down to what Winnona's got to deal with, having a devastatingly difficult time. Is look at this, so aggressive. 22% is all the damage that Winnona's been able to put up in this mirror matchup. No stock has been shed.
And you know what's interesting? Remember earlier you were talking about how, you know, with Captain Falcon, the Falco Punch, you know, it's kind of like the meme at this point, but it is still a very powerful ability. The same with Ness's home run bat. Back in the gap during like couch play, that home run bat would spark fear into everyone. The last thing you want to hear is that crack, because you know you're going to the blast zone.
Exactly that. So as you can see, that bat got thrown out there for a moment, threw it out there raw, trying to see if they could possibly get that catch out. And now you can see the feelers coming in, and you can tell that this Winona Nest, they know what they're doing. They're trying to catch these little moments in these exchanges with the dash attacks, but this ledge guard is so aggressive. MSU's Nest is so entirely just aggressive and on your case at all times. It's making Winona have a hard time in the mirror matchup. And look at it. 3 stocks to the name again. MSU's champion stands tall.
I mean, my goodness, they've taken 6 stocks now without dropping a single stock. Like, they are on a rampage. I'm wondering if they started with their, you know, with their best. Like, we even talked about it last week. Like, when you're talking about who do you send out in the rotations, do you start with your best? You know, do you save your best for the anchor in that 4th position? Like, so I'm wondering, like, did they just decide, you know, we're going to ult early. We're going to throw in, you know, our best player up first and, you know, just see what they could do.
I like it as a strategy, too, because you kind of just, like, discombobulate the other team, because now everybody on the benches is like, all right, who can deal with this? And there's a talk, like, do you throw out a card that you didn't want to throw out until later, right? Like, there could be a player on your team that you were trying to save for later that now all of a sudden they have a pick that actually works well into the nest, and you go into it. Also, because it is a team battle, right? Everybody is, and we're still, like, week 3, right? You're still getting your reps in. You might want to go for it. A Kirby is a good matchup that I could be very interested in.
You see, I'm a little nervous though, because in this matchup, Kirby to me is too floaty for a nest. You're gonna get absolutely annihilated by the PK Thunder like that. You're just gonna get 100% hounded by the util. I love Kirby, and I think Kirby is a good matchup. I'm just thinking from the perspective of this nest player, because they have been able to hit with high levels of accuracy their util, PK Thunder, PK Fire. You know, they have been on it, okay? And this Kirby is they're a floaty character. So to me, you're just kind of like asking for it.
Yeah, and I think the question does become, like, can you juggle, right? Because right now the question has never been about can this nest juggle. You look at that with 2 Thunders, Liz hitting them on up, but not going to get a no damage stock this time around. But this Kirby is still getting 8 up. Hitting them up, break out the sword. You're going to have to break out a little bit more than that. They floating, but they get caught by PK Fire all the same.
Yeah, I think if you're going to try and counterpick the nest, which I don't think these are. I think these are just comfort picks, which, again, comfort over everything else. But if you are going to counter, this is why I think you go with a Swordy, because I feel like Swordies have real heavy punish. So, like, if you could just find the like, say if there's an opening that Nest leaves, which from MSU, it doesn't look like that's happening. But let's just say they were. I can't see the big, heavy punish coming from Kirby. You got to have somebody that can take advantage of a small window of opportunity and really gain from it.
Ate the fire. It's going to eat that PK Thunder as well. And this is just the series of the matchup, right? Now we're seeing that PK Fire just be used to hit confirm every single thing. The follow-up is so good. And there's that yo-yo hitting them back. 2 stocks, 37% of the damage done. This Nest is hitting full recovers in between rounds. You got to knock a stock off this boy.
I mean, my goodness. Like, they, on that last play, they ledge guarded.
Oh, yeah! Yeah!
Well, hey, you got to give homie credit. He went down, but he took a stock with him, too, you know? Again, from parts unknown, like from beyond the screen, they sent up the PK Thunder, and it still hit.
I just love that they're like, no. I'm going to be the one to leave a dent, and you just puts him in the mouth and just goes off stage. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what? Damage done.
I mean, you got to give respect where it's due. That was the first stock that the MSU team has taken. So, I mean, that Kirby did what no one else could do. You know what else that reminds me of? That reminds me of whenever Lucas does the PK freeze. and they just kind of like fall into the abyss.
Please tell me that they're just gonna be like, oh, that strategy worked, dude. You play a mean Yoshi, right? Just sit at the ledge, try to just hit him with that bomb.
Right. Hey, don't underestimate the power of the Tims. All right.
Oh no, I'm all for the Tims. I've told their legend many times last season. I am here for it. It's not a common pickup we get to see, but you know, who knows? They're gonna have to pick up something. Smash Bros. The thing is,
go with a heavy punish, dude. You got to go with a heavy punish.
man, they might. I'll be honest. They might go for the heavy punish. They might look to see if they could take like the lobby name. They made the lobby name Fortnite. So who knows? Maybe they're just go in there, try to pick themselves up something from there, get the Iron Man loadout, you know, like, you know.
That's down bad. My natural reaction was just like, ew. That's horrible. But I will say, like, again, somewhat to Nintendo's credit, and again, I could be mistaken because I haven't checked in on Fortnite in quite a minute, but I feel like the one IP they haven't gotten is Nintendo. I mean, they got PlayStation.
They've got Marvel. They've got PlayStation. They've got Disney.
They got Xbox. They got Xbox with Master Chief.
Yeah, they got
anime.
They got anime on lock with JoJo, My Hero.
But I don't recall any Nintendo.
They've got League of Legends.
They do. I don't recall the League of Legends one. Like I said,
they have the fight. They have Vi-Fist.
They got horror because they got Leatherface and
Michael Myers and all them. Yeah. Like, I think Nintendo might actually be the one franchise that they do not have anything for. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Especially Pokemon too. Especially Pokemon. Like, that's surprising that they don't have anything like Pokemon-esque. So,
I was thinking like Legend of Zelda or Mario or something like that.
Anything. Yeah.
I could see them doing Mario. I could see them doing Mario.
Yeah, 100%. I could see them doing so many things. Yeah. To be honest.
To be fair, it's the fuck the hot pot that you have that you could just stir everything around in.
Honestly, you know what I would want if I, and again, I'm not, a Fortnite, grinder by any means, but if I were, and I wanted a Nintendo cameo, I would want the 64, like 8-bit, square graphics and everything of GoldenEye, James Bond, and Oddball. Oddball was the short guy with the bowling hat.
Yeah. Oddjob was the one with the bowling hat.
Oddjob,
right?
my bad. Oddjob, not Oddball.
Yeah, because he was the bane of people's experience in Nintendo 64 because you couldn't hit him when he would run up in the room and he was shorter. He would just karate chop you. That was all he would do.
Yeah, he was shorter than like every other character. So like at the time, you only had one joystick. Again, we're showing our age a little bit here, but like back in the 64, there was only one joystick, so you couldn't like actively look down. Like it was like a slow feature. So everything it was just at like you aim at one level and that was it. For the most parts, and then Oddjob was just like really fast, so you couldn't. The N64 controller literally couldn't have you move your vision of direction quick enough to counter Oddjob.
Yeah. Here we go. Well, you got a sortie of a different type here. Sephiroth. We've actually seen a couple Sephiroth players popping up here and now so far inside this season, but so far has not been able to find that moment still. Is having that struggle getting in. A little bit different than most other sorties, but they do have that one wing mode that they'll be able to access.
I'm sorry, I think Sephiroth is like the Nintendo soy boy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, that's a little bit disrespect on Sephiroth, but still though, he's a little whiny. I don't know.
Well, Sephiroth is Sephagon right now, as he is not enjoying dealing with this. He's having to deal. He's dealt with one JRPG protagonist. Now he's having to deal with another one of a different variety. He didn't realize. He was just like, oh, you don't have no giant sword. Don't have to worry about a thing. Instead, that yo-yo hitting like a truck still. Not appreciating anything that's coming from it, but good recovery from the Sephiroth. Chipping on a little bit of damage onto this Ness, who has been the raid boss. Another stock, though, to the name.
Again, this Ness is just absolutely cooking. They've only given up one stock, and they're about to take 9. They are about to take 9 stocks and only giving up 1 in return. Like, that is just an impressive KD spread.
Yeah, no, this is a very much so disgusting display from them. And look at this, just absolutely hitting them with that OTG with the PK fire. Bring out the bat, knock them on out of the park. Just clean play coming out from Ness. This is I don't know what to say here. I really do not know what to say. I don't know what you can do to deal with this. Oh, a communication error has occurred. Hopefully we didn't disconnect from the arena.
Well, you
Yep,
think it
we
was
did. The arena disconnected. So let me find out what's going on with that.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, this Ness, as far as it looks like, just cannot be stopped. And then even if they could, and this is what we're talking about earlier, you know, like say for a moment, maybe they did start out with like their best player, right? And the strategy that goes with that is that now, you know, the anchor on the other side for Winona now just has to make an absolute run, 15 straight stock to try and make a comeback. So even if they get past, you know, Ness from MSU, you still have like what, 4 lurking sharks on the side of MSU.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of sharks out there in the water. I think this is the last pick for Winona too, right? Like this is number 5, and
wait, hang on, let's be sure, because they've taken. No, I think we might be on number 4.
So the first matchup was
Ness, Captain Falcon.
Ness, Captain Falcon, right? So Captain Falcon, Ness,
and then we had Ness,
Kirby,
Sephiroth, and then Sephiroth.
So this is the last one.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah, this is Noah's last one. If they do this will be a clean sweep by just as Ness, honestly.
I've seen it happen. Like, and again, I've done crew battles where it's like, you know, like best of 3 series. So you win the first crew battle, then you gotta win 2 essentially. And I've seen players walk out with 12 plus stocks, 20 plus stocks. Insane. So I've seen some things in the collegiate Smash world. So I wouldn't be surprised if this Ness is able to run the entire roster and just take all 15.
To make it to where we can put some respect on the name. Echo Fire is the name of the Ness player coming in from MSU. So I want to make sure that we put respect on the name because they've been putting on an absolute clinic. And I'm going to send this over to a BRB screen. You'll still be able to hear us. But this is because I don't want to just dots the lobby we're in.
Nah, do it.
Yeah. Hey, anybody want to jump in here, catch these hands? You know.
Hey, Sephiroth would do it.
It's Sephiroth would do it. Sephiroth would do it out of pettiness for sure.
Yeah, exactly. He's a petty Betty.
Petty Betty.
Yeah. And I also call people on, like, you know, whenever like I'm playing an online game and somebody's going like full tilt, I call them sweaty Betties.
Sweaty Betties. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Or Try Hard Travis.
Okay, well, let's not throw my name in there.
It wasn't intentional.
Why do we gotta do that? My old term used to be back when I used to play COD. I used to play we used to just call people BKs and Randys. So that was our thing.
Burger King?
Bad kids is what it meant.
Oh.
So we
why
would just
Randy?
say
What's up with Randy?
random.
Oh, yeah. Randy's. Yeah, we just call the randos.
Yeah, we called them Randys. That was what me and
It's
like
so
my
funny.
entire team. We were just like, oh, dude, there's a bunch of Randys on the other side thinking there's something, and that would be our thing. Where, oh my God, this lobby is full of BKs, or oh my goodness, dude, this dude thinks he's something because he's a pub star. Like,
Dude, the thing that I hate the most whenever I play COD is the freaking IP booters. Like, if you just slap someone.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Even if you even try to engage with them in banter, they'll just like try everything to IP boot you, and it's like the most annoying shit ever.
Yep. No, they're like
shit.
well, all they need is your IP, and then what they do is they
Yeah.
just send a bunch of different signals to your router, and it makes your router just like lose it because it doesn't know how to operate. It's a wild thing. It still
Right.
exists to this day. I think it was back then it was called shell booting, is what it was called.
Mhm.
And basically the only way to avoid it back in my day was actually to if somebody sent you an Xbox message, if you joined their party on Xbox,
Yeah.
they would get your IP address and they could shell boot you. It was a wild thing.
Mhm.
You're getting to learn a little bit about the Wild West of back in the day when it came down to like Call of Duty and whatnot. But here we go. We got Sora. We got Ness for our possibly last matchup of the day.
That's Steam Deck Sora too.
Monochrome.
So-
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that that's the good one. And don't get me wrong, I love Sora, I love Kingdom Hearts, you know, love that entire series. But in Smash, when it comes to Sora, there's a little more to be desired. Honestly, Thundaga is one of their best abilities. But if you ask me, instead of it having be like the 3 individual lightning bolts, I think it should have been more like Pikachu's Thunderbolt, where it's just one, and it's a lot stronger. Because one thing that Sora lacks is kickback.
Yeah, Sora is an interesting character for me. I love the fact that they're in the game, but like you said, it's one of their most important tools. You got to make it happen, and this is where you are. Back against the wall for Winona. You got to start that miracle run, but that yo-yo says other things. 2-2, the stats are evened up between the two. Is Sora still looking for a possible edge to get inside the fight, getting that Thundaga switched on over. Such an impactful tool, and they're going to try and juggle this Ness. But good luck. The rest of your teammates have tried the same thing. This Ness always finds a way out.
And that's the thing with Sora too, is because they are also pretty squishy for the most part. I mean, they're not really squishy, but you could send them pretty far, right? So,
yeah.
And the thing about it is that Sora, like we had mentioned earlier, does not have a lot of moves with a lot of kickback. And also pretty reminiscent of Bayonetta in that regard, because again, they like to mad dash through the sky. They're very aerial based. But the thing with Bayonetta is that they can carry you all the way to the blast zone. You can take a direction with Bayonetta and go there. Sora, not so much.
I like the fact that they took a moment to breathe between the two of them. Good for the Sora to kind of recompose themselves. They got to figure out exactly where the hole in the defense lies, right? There's been so much constant offense. His Ness has covered all bases so well, and yet again, that ledge guard is something so hard to deal with. If you're not used to the Ness matchup, it becomes a difficult thing, but it's also a question of what do you do there to even recover in that situation?
Yeah, you know, with all due respect, like I said, a huge fan, but in Smash, Sora is simply not him. Sora is not that guy.
Yeah, did not get the Joker or hero treatment where it was broken on release, right? Like
exactly, exactly. Like again, like the disrespect. Of Sora, 'cause I was waiting for Sora for so long, and there they go. You know,
yeah, there goes
we
Sora.
finally got them, and they go straight to the blast zone. GG's, go next.
Yeah, I mean, Echo Fire from MSU. I don't even feel like I could say MSU won. Echo Fire won. Echo Fire won the team battle all by themselves. This is actually just such an insane display. It's not very often we get to see these.
He's just an
And
innocent man.
it's a testament to how good the player themselves are.
He's just a normal man.
Huh? Just a normal man.
He's just an innocent man.
But
you know, I had to do it at least once.
I got to do it. I'll do it.
Just one time. But yeah, it looks like MSU takes the dub. Yeah, I mean, granted, it was Echo Fire who took the dub, but
yeah,
still,
it was Echo Fire.
Technically,
Echo Fire representing MSU.
Right? Yeah.
This has been good. I enjoyed this. It was a very good showcase. Let me get the thing over to the team, but it was a good show. I enjoyed exactly what we got to see from Echo Fire. It's been a while since we've actually had a good Ness show up on stream like this, and
I've seen a lot of good Lucases for some reason. Like I see the pick rate go to Lucas over Ness more often than not. But
yeah, it was.
But that's scary. It's scary because that makes me think who else is over there for MSU.
Yeah, right. MSU. The thing is, we don't get to know too much just because of the fact that like MSU is a team in which we don't get to see every team on stream every single week, right? Like last season, we got to see usually we got to see like a couple teams. Well, we got to see every team play at least once during the week. With the new schedule, the way things are set up, we only get to see really two teams a night, and that's pretty much it. So MSU kind of gets the whole thing secret from us. That isn't really secret for some other teams. So when we get in here, Michigan State University is going to give us some fun stuff, I feel like. And then the next thing we have to figure out for Winona is like, all right, Winona, recover from this. It might have just been like you were talking about beforehand. I think you play comfort in Smash. I think it's that type of game.
Agreed.
But it's also like, all right, yeah, you just have bad matchups against a Ness who is really insanely good. Wipe the dirt off your shoulder and go next.
There's only one true counter pick that could have beaten Ness. Piranha Plant.
Oh, Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant. Yeah, the
Piranha Plant.
the Piranha propaganda.
2024. Yes. Piranha Plant 2024 is the greatest character in Smash of all time. Can literally counter every character. So Piranha Plant is the greatest
You heard it here.
that ever will be.
Well, Cap, that's it for us on the stream today. You have any shout outs you want to give to anybody after we had that quick matchup?
I mean, just a big shout out to Unified again, just for putting, this on. I love being part of the Unified Collegiate League. I'm glad to be back here again, and I absolutely love covering Smash. Big shout out to Beautiful Crow. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here tonight. Again, I like being able to sub in and, cover Smash, but at the same time, like Beautiful Crow, again, they're just a phenomenal commentator, caster as well. So, it is still unfortunate that they couldn't be here. So again, just wherever they are, I want to give them their props and give them their roses.
Of course, of course. That's my boo right there. Appreciate Beautiful Crow. We can all do a Beautiful Crow appreciation post at some point in time. But for that's going to do us here for the Unified stream. My name is Travis. I was here with Captain Ahsoka. I was also producing, so it was a bit of a wild day. But yeah, hope y'all take care and have a phenomenal rest of your night. Peace.